Good evening, everyone. And if I'm right, this is our 16th episode. I think I got it wrong like 2 weeks ago, so I think it is 16. Tim, is it the 16th? Yeah, there it is. So 16 times we've done this, and we still don't know what we're doing. So, yeah, thanks for joining us, everybody, that keeps coming back, and greatly appreciated. So, yeah, we've got a great show. I always say that anyway, but our special guest tonight is BYFYN. If you've never heard of BYFYN, she is absolutely awesome. I'll tell you more. Just stay tuned. Stay tuned. Watch this space and all that lot. And of course, I've got to do my little thing. There you go. That's me. I'm Simon, and like I said, it's our 16th show, and it's all about making music, the highs, the lows, the pitfalls, the boundaries, all those kind of the mental game, as well as a few little geeky technical things that we do like to do. And I'm joined, as always, by Tim Isherwood, aka Tim from Lostlight. Now he should just be waiting there, but he's not, because there's a computer screen in his way, and I'm going to stop that, so he goes like that, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that.
Am I on yet?
You are on, yeah. You're on. Boom.
I don't know when to wave, because it's like I don't know.
Right.
I don't see myself.
No, you're actually on now, and I just knocked the microphone out of the way and everything.
Good evening, Simon. Good evening, everyone.
Jeez.
I'm in a marvellous mood today.
Yeah.
We should be up for a good one. Two weeks off work now.
Oh,
yeah.
my word. Right, we need to talk about that then later, don't we? So you're good. That answers that question then. I've got nothing to ask you.
You all right?
I am, yeah. It's been a bit manic week, and it's on like Wednesday. And when we do this on Wednesdays, it's kind of like, whew, I've made it this far. I don't know that's how anyone who actually watches it live, like, oh, it's them nutters on again.
Oh, it's Wednesday. I have put myself through that.
We'll be all right.
Yeah.
So, hi to Vestax, and Ned Rush is on time as well. Check you. He's been busy on Wednesdays. So, yeah. Oh, Ned, thanks for sending me that track. I'm not allowed to talk about it. Amazing. He knows I love it. And, yes, MHO, Own Backwards. Oh, we know all about him. Now, he said hi on Facebook, so hi. I'm allowed to say his name? No, I'm not. I'll keep it. You let me know. So thanks for joining us in the chat room. And, so tonight, it's just all about what we're trying to do, Tim and I, is we're not trying to do, we are doing. We're going to move all our stuff that's pre-recorded and, we've done remixes and things and whatever. We're actually putting together or preparing our music for live performance.
Yeah.
Because that's
this
what
This Friday's our first run through. Well, first arrangement session, procedural session in prep.
So I thought I would preempt that in real time, in real life, and show you what we're going to do. So
sounds great. Do prep work.
A little bit, yeah. But for the sake of this is being broadcast and people are watching it, I thought, well, the first song I'm going to do is Lamp, and it's a song a track that started from something relatively interesting. So I thought I'd share this with you because we're going to make an actual video of how this actually happened. And but I thought I'd give you a preview, our regular listeners, so you could have a see. Now I want to try and get rid of this bit at the bottom that's always on from Zoom, but I mean everybody knows it's on Zoom, so
I won't worry about it, especially not now.
No,
in the middle of this, while everyone has to listen to us, exactly, organising our way out of it.
So let's just jump right in, and you could even see when I share the screen and everything. But I'm just not bothered. So this is I've put this together like this so you can see what it is. But somewhere over here we go. So should I tell the story, Tim? Oh,
tell the story.
Right.
Tell the
I've
story.
got when you get the. Oh, you can actually see it as well, can't you? Because like when you're on a Zoom call with somebody, they can't see your Zoom bar at the top. But because I'm broadcasting straight from the screen, you can. So for everybody that's that frustration of moving that around. Oh, geez. Anyway, so that's what kind of week I've had, Tim. One of them.
One of them.
I need to just go.
Well, you're there. You're there now.
I haven't
Do
meditated
it.
today.
Tell the story.
Right, okay. So, December 2016, my missus is, she is really into all the right fixtures and furnishings and stuff. And she got these particularly, these like lamps, bedside lamps. Why it was called bedroom lamp, because it is a bedroom lamp. Now, it's very telling, and you can tell it's me, because there's a lamp at the side of my bed, and it just so happens at the side of my bed is 74 creative strategies for electronic music. And so it's genuine, you know what I mean? So I've got my own copy, and it was a bedtime read.
You can tell it's genuine because it's from the 6th of December 2016.
Well, yeah, that's a good point, yeah. So anyway, this is what I'm talking about. This does go somewhere. So basically it goes from this to a fully fledged track. All right, so this is the where it all began. And I'll just play it through Zoom. That's the one. There you go. So it had 3 layers of tap, tap, tap. So you tapped it once and it went certain brightness. So I was literally tapping on and off, and I thought, I haven't got perfect pitch, but it's either an A or a C. And it was an A. So what I did, I recorded it. Now, so this is the recording that I did on my phone. So I had to go for my voicemails, or whatever you call the voice recorder. So the point being, it could be anything. That could be a little bowl or a cup or a glass, but this was all before Live 10 came out. And because I do all these like demos of using all these new features, I was listening to something and all these feature overloads and all the stuff that, you've got access to all these plugins. And, I always go on about minimize to maximize. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to take a leaf out of my own book or whatever and actually follow my own advice. So I set myself one of these kind of, goals to make a track just using one sample. Now, I'm sure you've heard this before. People do it like make a track with a kick drum. Gotta say, it's a great idea, and it tends not to be that musical. I don't know. That was my opinion. Tell me I'm wrong. In fact, please do, So I got this, and I think the first thing I did was this, the actual... Oh, I started to sequence it, but I think... There we go. So I put it in, and this is the actual sample. I can just play it. Right, so that's an octave up. I think this is... Right, so that's a C. Now, I think it was, the original sample was, 3 semitones. I've pitched it up 3 semitones. So I think the original was an A. No, hang on, was that... Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, I don't have perfect pitch, but I was actually right. It was an A. So... So
don't get excited.
I started with that, and I thought, no, that's not very good. So I started messing around, and I think at the time my favourite key must have been C minor, because I went like this, which is just the first. It's just like an arpeggio of a C minor. So I did that for a bit, and I thought, now, and then so I moved corpus onto it. Now this is one of them. Devices that not everyone uses, and I just added a little bit of, and it's like
what does it do that? Because for the idiots like me,
well, it's like a physical modelling. It's kind of like, you see, you got marimba there, and you got string and membrane, like membrane, literally material. So if I turn the up. And it just adds a little bit to it. And you can select whatever material you want, like strings, and you can... It's like physical modelling. You can do some amazing sounds with it.
No, that's cool, because I've loaded it up before, looked at it, took one look at it, and thought, none of the limited knowledge that I have explains what this does, so I'm going to delete it and turn it off.
And since Live 11 as well, they changed it a little bit, just made it a bit more usable. And you can see there, you remember when... Who was on last week? Mark, and he didn't know what the how to pitch the note.
Oh yeah.
Well, this one as well. If I move that there, the frequency, it tells you what the note is.
Does it?
So you can see all that there. And obviously, we all now know that F1 is 47.3, don't we?
Well, I'd forgotten that.
Yeah, it is something like that. But anyway, yeah, so there, you can do that. So you can add overtones.
Cool.
It's an absolute beast. This is why live is amazing for sound design. Anyway, I didn't even use it that much. I had it down here, and then I filtered it and all this stuff. But the bottom line was, so that was kind of me start. So I had this arpeggio thing going on, and I did it on C.
Oh, I recognise that Simon.
So that's pretty dry. Yeah, it's a bit distorted there. That's all it is. That's all I started off with, and I went like this. And that didn't get used, Tim. I must have been that. So I started off with this arpeggio. Now that there was the original sample. So I'm just going to delete that. So this is a track that I then went on to create just using that sample. So, you know, you can, I'll just show you a little bit, and then, but with Tim heard this, so I'll just play you a little bit. There's one called prog there, which usually means progression when I write that. So let's see what that is. Something's playing somewhere. Right, so why can I not hear? Oh, that's why. Hang on, I got rid of this. So everything you're hearing right now is actually from that original sample. So I made an organ from it, and a lot of them are resampled over and over again, just to get, like, you can see there's like loads and loads of big fat waveforms, because I know it's something like, I know Ned's in the chat room, and he's done loads of stuff. He resamples, and it does say operator, right? And I think it was you, Tim, said you'd used operator, but I did it first, and I thought, nah, I'm even going to use it for the bass as well. So this should be a resampled, just the original note, and it just, there you go. I tried to make a sub with it. Hang on. Well, I've put it in a massive group there, so there you go. Well, I'm going to ungroup this. So that's just on C.
That's disgraceful.
So I don't even remember what. Yeah, so I'm using things like saturator, glue compressor, lots of filter. I mean, everything. I use auto filter on everything just to add the bit of drive there. I think that was automated as well. Anyway, so I did all this, trying to make a sub, doing all this stuff. So just basically made as much as I could. Anyway, somewhere along here is the actual finished track. Arpeggios and all sorts. But I played it to Tim, and Tim said, no, I can come up with some words and guitars and stuff.
It's got to be done. I know. I got proper excited. You were like, "Oh, have you seen this track that I've made with this lamp? I've made an entire track." And I said, "We've got to use that because it was something. You know, it was definitely something."
So, and there's drums and stuff somewhere. I don't know where they are right now. But...
Oh, I forgot that kind of counter rhythm that you had in it.
Yeah.
Originally.
So that must have been the first jam. Anyway, so moving it on. Should I play the actual finished track now? And then go back to what we're going to do with it? Would that make more sense?
I think it would, actually. I think that's a good point. Because then
at
least the guys, the audience know what we're working back from to create the live show from that. But the fact that you made that from just a lamp, I'd be surprised if we don't get a few questions on that one, you know, for how you've created certain instruments, how you did the sub, but we've not necessarily got time for that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if anyone wants to know, then yeah, we can go into it. But I've sort of, this was one that was like near the beginning, I believe. It was like the fourth one. So, yeah, there's all sorts like of just, but mainly all this is resampled because I wanted to really. There you go. It's like auto pan and all sorts of crazy overdrive, and then just things. You know, from this is like live 10, I think, live 9 or live 10. It was going into that. So, yeah. Anyway, so resampled drum rack. I made the kicks and snare. Oh, that's the kick and a snare that I made. If you want to see that one there.
Yeah.
I think so. Oh, there is drums here. Hang on, there you go. Drum rack. So, well, is a drum right? No, I think it is all mixed down. See, it says boombox drums there, and I thought, I must have cheated, but I didn't. That's an effects rack, that. If you turn it off, listen to this. Is it this one? So I even resampled that again, but... it's around there somewhere. Oh, they're just high hits, I think. Anyway, so it's 80 BPM and all that lot. So what I'll do, you won't be able to see this, Tim, but I'll play the video, and it's got Tim on vocals.
Yeah.
And so this is
a bit of guitar. A bit of
guitar, me on bass, and all sorts of stuff. Yeah. So this is Lamp, and this is like a lyric video as well, so you can kind of see. I won't play all of it, Tim. In fact, I'll play it all at the end, shall I? But I'll just give you an idea. Yeah. So this is Lamp. This is a Lostlight track, and it's one of the first that we did together, isn't it? From like not just your material and mine. We just did this together. So yeah, have a quick look, and then we can see what we're working back from. Yes, and we're back. So, yeah, just in the chat room then, some interesting conversations. So, yep, big up to JT there. Lee Robinson says, you should do a challenge one week like this for everyone and see what they can come up with. Let's do that. And then as Tim said, yeah, great idea. Let's use that Discord. Now, I hate to sound like the old fart here, but I need help with Discord. Well, and I also need help with Datcard as well.
It's quite different in its interface, but I think I've got my head around it. That what we need to do is like do something that prompts conversation in it, because it's been a bit silent. But thank you for everyone for signing up. It shows your interest.
We're really trying.
We will get it off the ground.
But I do think a competition challenge thing is great for many reasons. We can all just have a bit of fun, yeah. And everyone likes a little cheeky deadline, which is why I did that in the first place. And just to add as well, like Lee said, this is from a fucking laugh.
Well, NHL's just said...
Obviously, the vocals and the guitars came after, and I was adamant, like, I wanted to make this track. Now, I've got the track somewhere, the mix down of it, without any other instruments in it. And it's all right, you know, but it was just missing something. We did change some of the instrumentation, but it was all created in its essence from the lamp, wasn't it? Yeah, and then when we did that, we just added probably about 30% extra onto it, and then it just kind of crept up. So our challenge now is we're going to do that and perform it. But yeah, definitely, guys. Ned's up for it. Yeah, Lee. Yeah, right. Oh, good. Yeah, I have had a Discord channel for a while. It does make... Yeah, okay. Nice one, Ned. Yeah, well, we all need a bit of help in this world, don't we? So, yeah, let's do that. We'll think about that. Yeah, Australia... Yeah. And much better than Facebook. All right. So,
MHO, the lamp manufacturer, will want to cut.
Yeah, well, we don't have that anymore. We've gone through 3 since then. So yeah. Anyway, I'm glad we've got you in there, guys. You make our lives worth living for sure. So, if you like that shit, you'll love what the guests are getting. No, joking. It's good. So what I did, I tried to revive it and to look at. I can't remember which one it was, Tim. I won't save that. I didn't do anything. But so we're going to do a live version of this, and those are the ones who are looking at the BPM and knowing anything that I like doing. 80 BPM. So that's 160 double time, isn't it? What does that mean?
Breaks.
Go on. What are you going to say, Tim?
I was going to say the 80 BPM is more like me, innit? I end up writing at 80 BPM and then, like the last one, and then you've sped it up.
Yep. And that's how it shall be. So yes. I've actually got the whole song on this channel. So this is like, I was being lazy one night and thought, well, we're going to remix this and do it. So I've just got that, which is the actual track, just filtered, as you do. So we'll leave that there. So I was using it for the bass line, I was being cheap. And then we got the guitar. This is Tim's guitar, I think. I'll start them at the same time so they're in sync.
That'd be great.
Does it work?
I'm in.
Are we
Let's
in?
do it.
So yeah. So we've got to get like from here. The Teddy Killers one, that Teddy Killers pack, I got it off Splice. That, and
I quite like that sample then.
Yeah. So
that boop boop boop.
So what we like for time, because our guest will arrive shortly. But so what we're going to do is we're going to prepare this for live. Now I know, Ned's here as well, and Ned's a good follow action kind of guy. But what it means is since we've had Live 11, all the scenes here now, if you've played around with follow actions and stuff, what you can do now is we can set the launch tempo. So when we're doing a live set, we can have all the tempos of each track, and we can even have it kick into or speed up or anything. But now if you click here now, and I'm pressing Shift Tab. If you press Tab, I always think of it like this when I'm telling people. So when you do Tab on its own, it moves from arrangement to session. I've just noticed I wasn't even working in session. I was working on there. Oh, well, even better. So, we'll see. And then if you press Shift and Tab, it does like horizontal and because basically it shows you detail view. And so if you've got like a scene now, double click that and you can see now I've got scene, tempo, follow actions. So what we're going to do, I was talking to one of the guys from Hot Chip, and they use Live, but they use arrangement view. And we had Toby on the show not long ago, the Ableton drummer, and he was saying, why aren't people not using follow actions? Because you can do scenes. So we could have this so it played for 8 bars or whatever, and then would move to the next. But you've got this new button now where you can sample a can open, make a track. Guest's here. She's bailing us out.
She's not bailing us out.
The follow actions, though, you can turn them on and off. And for those, which we'll be doing a lot of this, I think it's kind of right that we're going to move towards doing live stuff, because it's what Ableton Live's all about as well. So I've just pressed Command M there, and everything that's blue is mappable. So you can actually turn on the follow scenes and all follow actions by mapping it. So what it means is you can just go absolutely crazy and click everything, but then put it back on, and it will then reactivate any follow scenes so that it'll then follow the playlist kind of vibe. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask BYFYN if she uses follow actions, because they've been around for a while, but Live 11 it's just got special. So I know she's recently upgraded. Anyway, so that's what we're doing. We're on our mission, guys, and we'll look into the see what we can do about sort of starting a track off and then just fire it out.
I'll tell you what, in the meantime, how about we say to the current audience that have got, I'm really sorry, I've not got the Discord link to hand for anyone that's watching this new. But if you guys that are already in there, stick it in. Let's talk about it in the Discord group and create something from one sample. Let's see what five channel track we can create from one sample, and or even if it's only 30 seconds to a minute, and we'll have a nosy and we'll show it on the show maybe, or we'll show one or two of them
and do a swap. Or if we do it, we'll do a random thing. So 1 remixes 6 and 2 remixes 4 and all that. But yeah, we'll have fun. We'll do it. Like a musical lotto. Anyway, so our guest. Honestly, guys, we are super excited. We are excited because she's awesome, right? So this we're going to play now. I'll get back to my OBS in my playlist and everything. So let's just shut Live down. We don't need my Live anymore. So. You like the vibe, though. I won't save it because I think it was there, but just remind me, Tim, that when we open it next, it was actually all going on here. It was going on an arrangement. Check me there, honestly. So that's where I was vibing. Okay, so now you know. Do that. Let's just get off. Let's get off. We got guests. Don't save. Boom. All right.
So,
BYFYN's in the house. Right, okay. So this video, I love this. It starts off really sort of electro, and it like punks out at the end. Absolute skills. So we're going to bring BYFYN in, but let's just play a video. And this is called Oh Dear by BYFYN. And we're going to put in the links in as well. We've got all the links to all the socials and everything. You shall be blessed. Here we go.
Scared
Oh dear, indeed. Wow, people of my age shouldn't be watching videos like that, man. That's just intense, amazing. Oh dear, indeed. BYFYN is in the house.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hello, BYFYN. You all right?
Yeah, we don't have any sound effects. Just try and recreate my own crowd. Clap around the mic.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming on. Absolute pleasure.
It is a pleasure to be here.
Oh no, we just, we are BYFYN fans. Yeah.
Oh,
we say
nice.
BYFYN fans. Yeah, I mean, where do we start? There is so much to unpack. Right? So, first of all, that video, I love it. So many things. The music, the style and everything. And obviously, I've seen quite a few of your videos. So, for those people who haven't seen BYFYN stuff, do you style yourself? Because you've got this kind of... no two videos are the same. Nothing. You never look the same. I've never seen you look the same twice.
I know I have been told I'm a bit of a chameleon. I've got different hair, different makeup, whatever. Yeah. But it's a source of inspiration for me. So I've got to keep on switching it up so I don't get bored. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And also, so I started styling myself, and in the Oh Dear video, I styled myself. The majority of that. That the dancers and everything is wearing, that everyone's wearing, are my clothes, and I bought them all, and that everyone picked from the piles. So if you've been to my shows, then you can literally go, oh, the one that dancer's wearing, she wore when she played Waiting Room and stuff like that. So it's funny. It's like
fantastic,
crazy outfits. But in more recent years, I did work with an amazing stylist for a few videos called Polisa. But then my latest video, Enemy, I went back to styling myself.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
we're going to play that later, and you're going to tell us a little bit about it. But that one's cool, and that's quite trippy, that one. But,
yeah, it's trippy.
but that there, I've always wanted to kind of like do a video, not with me in it. I'm just saying like instrumental or something, or not even instrumental. It could be kind of like, what the guy's called that were in, no, I forgot the name, but I'll remember it in a minute. And, sort of like, dancers, dancing to the music, because I think it's just like, without the obvious stuff, it just fits, just visually entertaining, isn't it? And they're all got the sort of camera phones or lights or whatever, and it's just like genius. I think it's brilliant, and it's got this kind of, it's very you, and very, how much of it is like, we throw the word DIY about, but how much of it is like your own vision?
Yeah, it's completely DIY. With this video, I worked with Geraint Morgan, who I was living with. Basically, I lived in this crazy converted pub called Rising Sun, which is still there. And but this was back, like, we found it in like 2015, and the landlord said it would be converted. There were literally like holes in the roof, and
repaired.
Being repaired. And they sent one guy to do the whole house, and it was like 8 bedrooms in this place, which was ridiculous. Anyway, so I lived there with 10 other creatives, and G was one of them, and he's an amazing visual artist. And basically, I came to him with the song and said, "I've got this song. It's called Oh Dear, and it's based on I watched have you ever watched Charlie Brooker's Screen Wipe?
Yes.
He does it like, I don't think he's done one recently, but this was back in like 2015. Basically, he does like a satirical look at the year that's just gone past. It's brilliant. And there was a segment on one, I think it was the 2015 one, that was by Adam Curtis, and it was on Oh Dearism, which is basically the idea that the media overloads the general population with so much these days as a way to basically make it's so overwhelming that all you can say is oh dear to everything. Oh dear.
It's so relevant.
Like him. You sound like Tim. Yeah.
This was in 2018, and I'm like, I should do an update version for 2021. Like,
can it be oh dear, oh dear,
oh dear? In brackets, dearie me.
Oh dear, dearie me.
Yeah,
exactly. Part two.
Well,
but yeah, so I basically I'd watched that, and it clicked with me, because I was kind of feeling this kind of like paralysis of like, where do you even start as like a young person to even like try and make things better. So I wrote this song, and it's kind of like I guess it's like my most kind of political song. I wanted it to be kind of something that it could be collectively experienced as well. So the bit at the end in the song where it goes, oh dear, and my gigs, I get everyone to shout it, although my last one was a socially distanced one. I was like, and now put your masks on.
Please don't shout too loud, or at least hold a handkerchief in front of your mouth.
Exactly. I was like, so if you want to join in, then put your mask on. It was
wow. Well, you're answering some of my questions as you go on there. So,
sorry, I know.
No. It's okay now. It's okay now because we're actually on the show. But we were talking earlier just a little bit, and it was like, oh no, don't say that because you just absolute gold coming out of your mouth. Sorry, go on.
So
no, that was awesome. You asked about gigs. Now, the first time I was introduced to you through Rachel Collier, yeah.
Yeah.
And so that you can tell me about how you knew her, but she was saying, "Oh, Si, this is great performer. We're doing it," and she was sharing videos of you guys working on stuff. Yeah. And I think she called me when you were doing stuff, and you said, "Oh, you got to come." She's playing with my gig, and it was the launch of Rachel's album. Is that right?
Yeah. Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah,
fangirl.
Yeah. Oh, you should. You're right. You should be all fans of each other. But at that gig also, Tim, was Hanny, which is Anna. Annie and Hannah, and Annie was on our show 3 episodes ago, and so that's the first time I met them as well. And
what a gig.
you were there, and it was great, and it was me and my friend Lee, oh no, who else? No, I was with Danny actually. I was with Danny, one of my colleagues, and we got there well in time to see you, and it was great, and you were proper going for it. It was like I was like, this is biffing, and I know you had some support from BBC Introducing, yeah.
Yeah.
And Jaguar was there watching you, and it was like, that's that woman off the radio. She's from BBC Introducing, and it was like. And she was there to see you guys. So tell us a little bit about all that kind of time, because this is pre-COVID, but you've been busy during the lockdown as well, which is amazing.
Yeah, kept busy. But before that, I sent this song to BBC Introducing Beds, Hearts and Bucks in January 2019. That's when it came out, and they played it and were so lovely about it. They were like, we love it, and then got me to come in and do a live session. And I've never ever done that before. I went to BBC Studios and performed a couple of my songs live, including this. And what they don't tell you is you're going to have 2 people as an audience watching you. So I was like, but there's still audience, and obviously there's people listening to you on air. So I still went for it because I find it hard not to. Do you know what I mean? I can't really pull it back. So I went for it, and that was one of their things. They were like, we loved that you still went for it. It was hilarious because it was literally I don't know, the caretaker of the building.
Nice. That's amazing.
Yeah, so after that they were like, okay, so we want to come and see you live because you did that performance to 2 people, so we want to come and see you live anyway. And then then I basically got picked up by a bigger BBC Introducing team and got to do they do a showcase at the Lexington, so I got to do that, and then I got picked to play Latitude Festival.
Yes.
And got brought on by Tom Robinson, who's one of my big I love
he's
him.
an advocate. So I think the quote that he's famously said about you is the most fun I've ever had with my clothes on.
Yeah.
What's a quote?
He said that live on BBC Six Music, and I literally I choked on my tea. I was like, what?
There you go. But I mean,
I have that.
I think one of the.
Line.
Oh, sorry. I think one of the things that being. I'm rubbish at exploring music. I've said this before. I should be better, but once I started listening to your stuff, the thing that struck me the most was that there seems to be a massive resurgence is the wrong word. There seems to be a large push at the minute in podcasts and content on YouTube that previously it was as if television treated us like we were stupid. and there was always a facade, a polish on things that wasn't very real. And what I got from your music videos and your music, the experience as a package, was very quirky, very interesting, very cool, but also extremely accessible. It struck me. You're onto something there, because I mean it's something we're trying to epitomise with this webcast, because it's full of errors. We're always fucking up, and Paul Simon's got all these jobs that he's trying to do. I still make a mockery of it, and all I'm doing is sitting here and talking shit. But it's like it's real, and I think there's a craving for it, and what you're doing is real.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. I think I don't know. I think from all areas of how I work, it's all DIY. Like, even with, I'm not like I don't know music theory and stuff like that, and it's something that everything I do, I try to do it just based off instinct and feeling and what feels good, and I let that take the reins, really, and everything else. It's like I try not to worry about whether I'm doing things right or the wrong way, and just let it come out, because I think that's the most honest way that I can put things out, and true to me. Do you know what I mean?
It is really refreshing to hear that, and that a word that gets bandied around between us two is authentic, and it really comes across as that. And we were just saying as the video was on then, that it's like, it feels like, I mean, that track's 2019, yeah?
Yes, yeah.
But I think you've always got to sort of remember that those people who just heard that now, it doesn't matter to them that it's 2019 or yesterday. It's the first time they've heard it. And I definitely think that this authentic vibe, and what Tim was just saying then, it is refreshing, and it's kind of like, I'm feeling it for sure. It's really good, really good. So just to continue, like something that just before we talk about the music a bit more, Tim's laughing already.
Laughing because it's like two children. We're two children that have been set loose with technology. And Simon had this great idea of using his Father's Day present, and all of a sudden it's become a theme that's being pushed out to 1,700 subscribers. Conversations. Yeah.
Okay, I need that.
Oh yeah, honestly,
it's great,
right,
it's great.
You will love this, right? And I know you will, just from a lot of things you just said. So the game itself, you pick a card, and it's a very dinner party game, and you like sort of pick it out and go, let me tell you a story about this song. I first heard this song where blah 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 blah. But the idea is you pick a card out and you look at it. But I'm going to read this one. Right, okay, so this is interesting because it's very topical now. So you pick a card out, you hand it out to somebody, and they talk about the song first and then play it, right? So it's you can do that with it. In this case, though, I'm just going to ask you the question, which is, and you can both answer this. And last week we had some great answers from our listeners, because we do have some very loyal listeners in the listening room. So here's the question, and it's a bit more now. The other's a bit more historical and memorabilia, but this one is, what's a song you just can't get enough of lately? Have a think about it. Lately, I mean, lately you can stretch that if you want, but I've got a few answers for that. I mean, if anyone wants to think about it, I've got one.
Go on then.
Do you want me to go first? Have you got one, Biff? Have you got one?
I have, yeah.
Well, you get priority. You are the guest.
Okay. So it is lately, because it literally came out a few days ago.
Oh,
but
even better.
Yeah, a track called "Milk at My Door" by Lazarus Kane.
Ooh, we didn't know
that. They've released, I think, like 2 tracks. One of which was with Speedy Wonderground, produced.
Oh yes, we know.
Perry. Yeah. Yes. So they're part of the windmill scene. But they've just brought out a track called "Milk at My Door," and it's got the coolest video, also very like DIY vibes, and it's this crazy mash between like Duran Duran, Talking Heads, and who else would it? Probably like Dire Straits.
Oh my word!
Where's the link?
It is, honestly, it's so good. I absolutely love it, and I can't get enough of it because it's got this kind of chaotic nature to it, but it's also like you can't help but dance along to it. It's like chaotic, and I love that.
Wow.
Yeah, so check it out if you haven't.
We'll do. So what's the name again? I mean, I sort of have a loose connection with Speedy Wonderground, but we'll talk about that off air.
Yeah. But yeah, Lazarus Kane,
yes,
Milk
Lazarus
My
Kane.
Door. Check it out because it is sick.
Good. Can I just ask you, whilst we're on that sort, what do you think of Squid?
Oh, yes, for fans of Squid. Lazarus Kane for fans of Squid.
So, it's in that ballpark, because
similar vibes.
Yeah.
I love Squid.
When I first heard Squid, I wasn't sure, but I'm like, they absorbed me, didn't they, Tim? They just went poof. And Black Midi as well. I like Black Midi because they're just off the wall, but it's not for everyone, is it? Not for everyone.
I'm intrigued by Black Midi, and it's not necessarily for me, but I can very, very much appreciate it. I should listen to my brother more. My brother's excellent with finding new stuff, whereas I'm a right miserable toad. I just go back to listening to the same stuff that I know that I love. And so you asked me the question.
I asked you the question,
and the answer would probably be something from the 1980s that I just stumbled upon. I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad. Yeah. But what was the most recent thing that I've taken a shine to is actually the Black Keys, because I'd never really bothered with them. Is it what's it called? Is it Shine a Little Light? And it's a pretty epic track. I quite like it.
I like the production as well, like the vibe as well. It's
very good, and the chord changes are not quite what you'd expect, but still deliver the same epicness. But then again, we'll move on to Simon because everyone will have heard that.
No, not really. Mine's quite a curveball actually that you wouldn't expect. I don't know what you expect. 'Cause really like everything. I used to say I like everything apart from country and western, and then I was just sat there.
I like a bit of country and western.
I just sat there listening to Dolly Parton, thinking, "Fucking genius."
Genius. What was I talking about?
So I like everything, but there's probably something I don't. The song that got me is Georgia Smith. Addicted, it's called. I don't know if you know it.
No,
but it's just like there's like this like lo-fi guitar in it, and it's just like it's just got a chorus, and it does that thing where it's one. You were just saying then, Ellie, that BYFYN, sorry.
Either or.
Yeah, but you two are definitely related. You've got this little thing that's buzzing around. This activist,
when you were going off on your rant,
he was like,
we definitely come from the same place.
This George Smith song, that Addicted. I'll find it and play it, but it's just. I don't know, it's simple. It's really, really simple. But this is this thing I've got at the minute, which is kind of like what I want to ask you about, Biff, as well, is that I keep looking at songs that I'm thinking, that's a good song, that. It's pretty heartfelt. I'm feeling it. It's good. It's like, despite production, forget all that. And then I go and look on Spotify, song credits, 12 people. It's like, no. 12 people did not write that song, but then obviously there's like, this is the way the industry works now, and there's like, oh, well, I produced it, and I wrote this, and it was because of me you did this, and it's like, you were in the room, it was in my studio, and all these splits are ridiculous. I'm guessing if I go and check your song credits, it's just you, yeah?
It is,
good.
Yeah.
keep it like that, unless it's a collaboration, but it's just like,
apart
it's so annoying.
Mixing, I don't mix my own stuff. I do a rough mix, and then I get someone else to mix it and master it, which is usually my friend Sam, who I also lived with. Because I feel like that, for me, by that point, I've heard it too much to have any sort of objective opinion.
No, that's cool. I get that. I think it's probably a sign of good productivity as well, because we mix ours, and it's just like, oh god, and it just goes on. And to be honest, if we didn't mix it, we'd probably have about 20 albums out by now. Oh
shit, we'd be absolutely prolific if we just created the ideas and shipped them off. We'd be winning.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know. It's a full-on conversation, that isn't it, about that? But so the song about Georgia Smith, Addicted, and it's just really simple, and it's got this really cool, like the sort of lo-fi guitar now at the minute, where there's like loads of sort of radio AM vibe to it, and there's like a bit pitchy, warped tape sound, and it just appears in the song. It's just something about it. I know. Just check it anyway, see what you think. So
yeah, I will.
But there you go, Songversations.
Love that.
Yeah, so it was a present for my Father's Day, and I am riding the wave of Songversation. One day I'll actually play it in proper context, but I mean, I'll just give you an idea of another one. Really quick question. You can tell I like it, can't you? But you can just see
I'm loving it.
Anyone that loves music, you're just done. And they're all like sort of different ones about this is I remember the time. Oh, there you go then. I can answer this one as well. But what was your favourite song on the first album you ever bought?
Oh.
Or if you want to ask this one, when did you buy your first album, and what was the format? Vinyl, CD, MP3, and where did you shop for music? That's probably a bit easier. You're laughing. Spice Girls.
No, it's worse.
It's worse?
Mine's worse. Word. Mine's not even bearable. Go on, Biffy.
Okay.
Go on.
It was the Shrek soundtrack.
Okay. Mine's still worse. But that's great. Don't do that, donkey.
Don't do that, donkey.
I was fully obsessed.
Yeah.
I was fully obsessed, and it was CD, and it was somebody once told me the
word.
Yeah.
Smash Mouth.
Smash Mouth. Yeah. Obsessed.
Yeah. It was a great track, though. It was a very good track.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. So, well, no, you're forgiven. That's cool. That's actually pretty cool, that.
I can't say mine because mine's not forgivable. It's just not.
Backstreet Boys.
No, it wasn't that bad. But
well, all right, go on. I thought that was.
In fact, no, it was. It was worse. It was worse.
Go on,
actually.
then. Get it out.
I'll take that back.
Go on.
We're talking about. Oh no, we said album. I can avoid that. Give me a minute. You name yours first, because
no, that was the Shrek soundtrack. That was the one. I mean, for me, my first album. It's a bit kind of. It was a long time ago, but it's probably something like somewhere in between. I'm trying to remember actual first album, because singles. I remember like first single was either Kings of the Wild Frontier, Adam and the Ants, or Baggy Trousers, Madness. So that was kind of, and I was at primary school though. I went in. I used to go record shops every week with my spending money. And I got this other flexi disc song called BMX Bandits or something. And it was like, I was into BMXing and music, and it was like, whoa. And it was a flexi vinyl.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, flexi vinyl.
Everybody needs one of them.
It was green as well. And it was called Riders Ready, Pedals Ready, Go. And I can recite it like word for word. It was terrible.
What kind of thing? What genre? What was it?
I don't know. It was just like sort of pop rock, but it was kind of I suppose like mid to late 80s. So it was kind of like, I don't know, a bit indescript really. It wasn't anything that anyone will ever hear ever again. And it was on this little flexi disc vinyl thing, and oh yeah. Anyway, it's not about me. but I think the first album was the first Adam and the Ants album, and Frankie Goes to Hollywood and Wham! Make It Big, and also I was into like the most bizarre stuff, like from like metal to pop to electro, like the first electro with like Herbie Hancock, Rocket and stuff like that. And that's why I'm a bit weird.
I love that. That's like one of my, Desert Island discs. Rocket.
Yeah. Down. So yeah, you all know it.
So good.
There you go. Songversations.
Our new sponsor.
Yeah. Oh, they should be. We love them.
They should be. Yeah, they need to pay us.
There you go.
Anyway, let's
Smash
play.
Mouth. Yeah, Smash Mouth.
Let's play Biffy's next track, and then
yes.
I can go and have a piss while that video's on, and then we can get
live.
Tim. Yeah. Well, then we can get down to Biffy's.
Yeah. Well, but you see, what I was going to do, we are going to play the latest single, which is Enemy. Yeah.
Yes.
But we were going to
I like this.
Give it a little bit of an intro, because at the first you're looking into a flower, then you dive into the flower and stuff. But I can play it, and we can be on in the corner. If you want to say anything, I can fade you up. But let's just play it and listen, because you won't be able to hear it unless you listen to it on the stream. So let's just play it, and we'll be in the. I'm listening to it, and you can go and do your thing, Tim.
I'll go and tinkle.
So before I press play about this, we've got you here now, so you can tell us a little bit about it and sort of, as much as you want to.
Yeah. Well, so I wrote the track because my collective Rising Sun were releasing a new mixtape, and they, for the first time, they gave us a brief, which was emo. So I was like, okay, how does BYFYN do an emo song? Because I am not emo at all. But I like to think I was back in the day. I wasn't. I had a stud belt. That's it.
Well, that's it. Qualified. Sick.
Tick. But yeah, so then I wrote this song literally in a day. It just was one of those that just came out.
Good.
And then I came up with this ridiculous concept for the video, and just said to Jan, who I work with, he's my DOP, and Stella, who is the co-director with me, and my producer, said, I've got this idea, told them it, and they were like, okay. Yeah, we can do that. So and then went to my friend's house in Folkestone and shot it in his parents' outhouse, and that was that. So yeah.
Wow. Okay, let's just play that, because it just the images will more than back up for it. So BYFYN is going to take you on a journey right now. I will say nothing more. Here it goes. This is Enemy. Awesome.
I heard there's something going on in there. I heard you've got too many hats to wear, don't you?
Absolutely love it. There you go. And she's off. Fantastic. There's that flower. And it's gone. It's replaced with the BYFYN logo, which looks like a magic jelly.
Yes.
Yes. Oh,
oh God.
Now, before we launch into a full 3-hour discussion about that video, just Wow, and we're saying it like proper gabber at the end, and it's just wow. So I believe you are going to show us some of your Ableton projects with this in it, and I know that you have a great story about one of the instruments that you use on there.
Yes, I will show you. Let me go to.
You can do the thing where people go, I'm just gonna share my screen. We've got a new one. I'm going to allow you to see what I can see.
Can you see what I see?
We can now see what you can see.
Can you see what I see?
Oh my God, I did the same thing.
It's that surname.
I tell you what,
it's that surname.
One of do you know Ned Rush, BYFYN? Do you know Ned Rush?
No, I don't know.
Well, you need to welcome him into your world.
Yes.
He's a great guy, and he's one of our friends, and he's in our chat room. And he just said, this is fun. I'm getting a Synth Pop Pixies Flight of the Conchords vibe.
I love that. I love that. Pixies, that's so funny that you should say that, because they're a little reference for the production. Like a tiny little bit.
There you go, you see.
He's got good ears there, Ned. He's got good ears.
This is the hive mind. This is where it's at. These are our crew.
Yeah, that's sick. I love that. So this is my project. What I was saying before we started was that the main like chords on it is from this Casio that I have over here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I'm just going to turn it to face you.
What model is it? What is it?
So it's a Casio tone.
Yeah.
MT400V, and I found it in a market in Paris, and the man was basically like, it doesn't have the power connectors like really dodgy, so you can have it for €40. So that is the only thing that when I play it, I have to hold the power in, because otherwise it doesn't work. but it's part of the charm, and because it's receiving strange like constant variations of power, it also has a really cool like wavy tone to it. It's amazing. Kind of constantly going in and out of tune, which I do love about it.
So you've utilised the fact that it only semi-functions.
Exactly. It's like charm.
It's like us, Tim.
We only semi-function.
Yeah, let's have a listen.
Yeah. So I'll just play it. It's got this really this particular one has got this really cool function on it that basically you can play chords on it, and you can say like, oh, I want the fifth of the scale or whatever. It's really cool. But I'll give you a little.
Awesome. Yeah,
can you hear that?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I can always turn it down.
And it's got that really cool, it goes when you hold down the different things, which I love. That it's the little quirks of stuff like that I'm so into that.
Definitely.
And it's also got a drum machine in it as well, which I used for a cover that I think you're going to play in a little bit. It's got a drum machine in it, which I've used lots, which is really
wow. Well, it's funny you should mention that, because I think that's a more recent version of that. There's one that was used on a lot of dance hall tracks back in the day. And I think it's an MT, like before that, 65 or something. And it's got this really like distinctive sound, and like loads of kind of modern artists have gone back to try and dig out some of those. So I think yours is a variation of that. So
yeah, I absolutely love it, and I'm constantly on the lookout for these weird little synths that are cast to the side and like random markets and stuff, because I just think they sound great. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's wicked.
They have their own quirks. So yeah, they gave me the brief of emo for the mixtape. So I kind of listened to what I think is like modern day emo, which is kind of like, I think like hyperpop. A lot of that is like like emo, like 100 gex. Do you know 100 gex?
No.
Okay, so there's this. They're called 100 gex, and their stuff is absolutely mental. It's like really, really high pitched. Auto-tuned vocals with like crazy distorted 909 and 808 like boop boop boop. Okay. Anyway, and I listened to that and I was like, actually this is what like kids that are like emos now that's kind of what they listen to. So I was like, I'm going to go down that lane because that's really interesting to me. And that was kind of like giving me the hairs on the back of the neck moment when I was listening to their stuff, because I was like, this is weird and I love it. So yeah, the main thing is the Casio, which I played you. And then I basically a happy accident happened with this like button press thing. I thought I was recording my microphone, but I was recording from my built-in output, and it was the space. It's basically a key, me pressing a key on it, which I thought sounded really cool, so I kept it. Don't know where, oh, here it is. Yeah,
this. Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, that. And I've put the vocal synth on it, which I have on my voice. I put that on here as well. Which is, I don't know if it'll open. I don't know where that went. Anyway, so yeah, I put that on top of it. If you turn it off, it doesn't sound. I mean, it's all right, but it's not much. But put it on and it sounds cool. And I basically, the little reference to the Pixies is, you know, the song "Where's My Mind"? At the beginning, it goes like, and then it goes like, stop, and then the song starts. And it comes in with a thing. That's kind of, I've always loved that, and I wanted to create my version of that. So that's basically my...
Well spotted, Ned, as well.
yeah. So that's so cool, because it's like one of those little things that, like, to me, I'm like, oh yeah, but I didn't think anyone else would ever notice. So that's cool. Yeah, so I kind of wanted to run with the fact that, like, the main chords from the Casio and stuff are like already so, like, they're wavy, but I wanted to push it even further. So on like loads of it, I've got these like glitching sounds and stuff. So I'm using the sound shifter plugin to automate kind of these moments like this.
Yes.
Yeah. And I've got the grain delay rubber band one on there as well, which just so cool. I love that sound. Yeah. It's like plasticky. And yeah, I've used that on like a few different things actually. Just to kind of I want it to be glitchy. Lots of glitchy things going on. Yeah. So it's like lots of different variations and transitions. Oh, that one doesn't do it. And then like on top of that, to make them like even more. Basically, I had this. I've got a Pulse 2. Try to show you. My Pulse 2, which I absolutely love this synth. It's incredible. It's a little powerhouse. It's
I remember speaking to when you first got that.
Yeah. I basically for this track, it's pretty much the Pulse 2 and the Casio and an M1 plugin, like a Korg M1.
Korg one, yeah.
And that's it for all the synths. But like all the like noise stuff on it and things, that's all coming from the Pulse. So it's got like moments on it, like, which is just using the like the in it. It's just like in it. In it. I don't even know what that means.
Initialized preset. Initialized, yeah.
There we go. I was like, in it one.
It sounds good, so we'll go with in it one.
Right? It's in it one. Yeah, to like create these like kind of like tension building, like wavy moments to it, and then the pulses, they're all here. The pulse keys. Honestly, the synth is incredible. It's I forgot what it's called now. It's not polyphonic. It's the other one. Basically, paraphonic. It's paraphonic. So you can hit 4 notes at a time, and then if you hit any more, then it'll get rid of one randomly. So that also is another quirk that I absolutely love about it. Yes. This is one of them. And then I use it later on here. So it's got, actually my favourite part is the harmonies at the end. But yeah, that's one of them, of the sounds. Another one, these crazy sirens.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I put on another layer of it as well. Ooh. And you can see my automation is going crazy on there, going.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then you put it in the mix. So yeah, that's like what the pulse is offering to the mix. And then there's the M1, which I'm obsessed with this plugin.
Yeah. I remember the original keyboards. They were really expensive, like the Korg M1s.
They're like the massive ones, like the workstations, aren't they?
Yeah. There's like M1, and there was an old one WFD or something, and there was a mixing desk with the same name, and they were like these big sort of flagship Korg products. But like you just go through the presets and press one key, and it'd sound amazing.
Honestly, I feel the same about the plugin, the soft synth. I think it's so good. So like at the end when it goes absolutely gabba crazy, I've got this like heightened up the drum. My little choir. This bit is my favourite bit. Which sounds like something else.
Sounded like Lamp to me.
Do, do, do. Boo, boo. Yeah, so...
The auto pan there as well, making good use of that.
Yes, yeah. And yeah, got auto pan. I love auto pan. It's brilliant. And and I use this plugin all the time as well, which is a D16 Centaurus plugin.
Oh yeah, D16.
One. I absolutely love it. Oh, I don't know why, but it keeps on sending it over there. Can you see it now? Can you see my plugin?
Yes.
Yeah, it sent it. I've got two screens, so I'm looking at it on here. But this plugin, I love it so much because it just like adds so much like juice to all of my. This one's called Juicy. It adds so much juice to the synth sounds that I've got in there. Like I don't know, it's like with it. It makes such a big difference. Yeah, I end up putting it on pretty much everything because I think it just makes it sound sick.
I like that. I'm a fan myself. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I love it so much. And obviously, I'm aware I'm like jumping all over the place, but this is kind of how my mind...
This is cool.
They're used to us, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, they're used to us completely. So.
All over the place because I'm excited. But yeah, so and another one of the pulse sounds, this like whiny synth that comes in the second verse, which kind of reminded me of like Californian hip hop that like
like proper gangster wine. You mean like the
yeah, gangster wine, yeah.
Yeah,
and I put disharmonics on it, which just makes it sound better.
Yes.
And the Centaurus plugin, and that's from the Pulse again. So just adding something to it, the second one. And there's lots of like weird little bits of sound design that I put in there, like so obviously there's the button press that I talked about, and weird vocals that I put in, like me screaming "shut up."
Wow. No, I really like that. That's something that's been kind of like a recurring theme through what I've listened to of yours, where you've got kind of screamed gives the wrong impression, but it is of vocals, and it's really cool. It's quite distinctive. You've used it really well.
Oh, thank you.
It's like
I kind of
angst.
It's angst. I'm just an angsty teenager, but in a 26-year-old woman's body. But yeah, so yeah, I've got like little bits like that, and then like little bits of reversed vocals and stuff here and there to just like, I don't know, make it feel again a bit more like unhinged and wobbly the whole track, and then stuff like this, which is ridiculous. Which is me just doing a weird voice. But then pitching it up because I wanted to sound like some like American horror film kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like Scream. Yeah.
But it's like couldn't find exactly what it is. So it's like, oh, screw it. I'm going to do it myself.
Yeah, absolutely. That's ace, that.
Very cool, that.
Yeah.
And then just like random glass break kind of bits. I do sound design for theatre as like the other thing that I do. So
right.
Oh, it's all coming out now.
Yeah, that's interesting. That you should say that.
I think they often overlap for me. Which I love bringing both of them in. I think that's probably why everything sounds so theatrical, because that's my day job. So it comes into it a lot. And then just weird stuff underneath, like layers of like me, which is really subtle.
It sounded like a kid's toy at the beginning, you know, like a sort of pull string sort of like
thing. I think it's I've got this vocal synth running on it, and then also I've got it pitched up as well.
Ah, right. Is that vocal synth by is it Isotope?
Isotope one, yeah. Here it is. It also went to my other thing. Yeah, it's this one. Yeah. So
I've used that. Yeah.
I absolutely love it. So yeah, I wanted to incorporate this in some way, because I got this plugin and then I was like, oh, when am I going to use it? But I think the kind of distorted sound kind of fit with what my idea of emo was as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so all that kind of thing is going on underneath it, and like the like just random screaming and stuff to and then the drums are the Ableton kits, I think.
Wow, look at that, the C78 core kits.
Yeah, so it's like just using that, and then have it goes wavy at some points again using the I used the rubber band and the disharmonics on it as well, and also the broken hats thing, just to make it sound wavy again. And then it goes kind of double time at the end, and I added this.
So
it's 808.
Oof.
Yeah, I love an 808. I love an 808.
Finn be putting it down.
Yeah. and then like kind of frozen. Oh, frozen. Stop it! I can't stop it. There we go. And then like I love doing, like, you know, when you go into like new sections, like transition and stuff. I love like doing like pitch rises for that and stuff to, like, you know, bring the drama. And then it's got this ugly, disgusting distorted.
Yeah.
And they're doing the. Yeah. That's.
So, can I just ask you about? So you were like really driving that then. Have you got anything on the master at all? Any
on
limiters or anything? Just an EQ, just there, but not even being used. But
it's not being used.
No, but I was just seeing if you had anything. Because, are you just literally like, because you go the drums there? What do you transpose in drums? What do you do?
Oh, so it's transposing the kick.
The actual pitch of the kick.
Yeah, the pitch of the kick. Yeah, so dum 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 dum, and maintains that the
nice. Okay, I see.
Yeah, and then I just bring in the thing over the top. I've got the lots of different chains.
A few waves going on there.
Yeah, on.
Yeah, I've used those D16 ones. I got some like an NFR thing for the D16, and I've Centaurus, the one that you tried, and I've got Phaser Tan as well. Have you got? Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, I used that recently. I've put it on like a saxophone, and it sounds sick. It sounds so good. I'm a big fan of those D16 plugins.
Yeah, they're really good, aren't they?
Really, really. Yeah, I love them a lot. So yeah, that was kind of.
It's. I mean, we get. Tim's got a question, I can see, but I just want to say it's so good to see someone's project when you use live yourself, and then obviously we've been listening to the track, and then when you look inside, you think, oh wow, that's how you did that, because like. You know, when we listen to a track as a whole, we don't try and work out what DAW has this been made in? You know what I mean? Well, I definitely don't, and I use it every day. But it's just like it's so great to see inside, and the little things you've done, and some of them quite subtle, and some are quite extreme, but it really works together. It really works. That's good. And the crying things.
BYFYN, tell us about your influences, because I feel like I can hear many in what you're doing, but none that hit the mark completely. It's original stuff, but give us a feeling. It doesn't necessarily have to be artists, but I'm extremely interested in the fact that you do sound effects for theatre as well, because that is playing a part there in a cool way. So Definitely. Go on, I'll shut up and you answer my question.
I guess overall influences, like the person that got me into making music full stop, artist wise, was Grimes, because I'd not really seen a kind of female that was like making all her own music and performing it and directing her videos and stuff. I'd not seen that before, and that was something that was like, whoa, you could do all of that, that's amazing. And she was like a massive inspiration to me to begin with, and still is now. But yeah, and then I guess it's so funny when I get asked this, like I guess my into making a new track is I listen to loads and loads and loads and loads of new music, and old music, loads of music, but stuff that I haven't heard before. And if it gives me the tingle on the back of my neck, then I try and pinpoint what it is that I love about that track, and see if it's something that I can incorporate into my own stuff. I'm not ripping off, but cherry picking kind of ideas about stuff. Totally. Why it makes me feel like that, and how I could do my own version of that. So I think like my influences are like constantly like all over the place, because like they change with the wind.
Well, I can totally relate to that, and I think that's what you just mentioned. Then, like, if I can ask you back at that, is like, does that happen consciously or subconsciously? So because like it's happened to me recently where I've written something, and then I think, geez, it's pretty similar to X, Y, and Z. I'm not even going to say it out loud. I don't want to give anybody, so they go, oh, that's that track that you said that's like this. Turns out it was pretty much not the same chord progression, but it's the same type of chords, like a major 7 and then a minor 7. And it was like, oh, that's the same as the song. And then I put the idea down, and then I end up then going listening to the song that I've subconsciously ripped it off and think, I don't think anybody will know, but because I did my melody over the similar chords. But to me, it's just the same. It's like the track. If it went on for 20 minutes, this would be the bit that it went into. But I don't think I do it consciously, though. You just kind of, like you said, absorb and then wring out the sponge, and it's your version that comes out. Is that how it works for you?
Yeah. Just kind of like. It's sometimes if I'm stuck, because I've gone through blocks in the past where I've been like, I don't even know where to start. And, in the past, I'd try and like buy a new piece of gear or whatever.
Oh, that one.
Can't keep on doing that. And also,
you don't need
surrounded by loads of gear and you have no money. So I kind of would, I then would strategically listen to stuff that I knew did something and I didn't understand why it did something, and try to specifically pinpoint that and be like, right, okay, I absolutely love their use of, drums in this whatever track, and I try and make a track now that has drums similar to that. And then other times it will just be that I'll write something and I'll be like, oh, yeah, that's probably because I've been listening to that and digging that.
Yeah, absorb. I think that's a good artist absorbs.
Yeah.
So let us just ask you a few questions about this, because Tim and I were talking before you came on. I'm going to just stop the... Yeah. Can you stop your screen sharing?
Yeah.
Because what we're going to do, I'm going to ask you some questions about your live performance, because where some artists were kind of struggling or things were being abandoned over lockdown, it seemed you... I'm not going to say you relished the occasion, but you got stuck in. And so just talk a little bit about that. And you did a series of videos, and they were like cover versions, which is really interesting because you're clearly quite creative and making your own music. So what made you choose the covers, and how did you how do you go about getting ready for live? Because I know I spoke to you when you were doing a few gigs and doing a few streams, and you seem to like fully embrace it. So just tell us a little bit about that, because I think it's really interesting about how you prepare it.
Yeah, well, so yes, pandemic hit, and I had lots of gigs obviously cancelled, and was also, my day job is working in theatre, so all my theatre shows were cancelled, so I was kind of sat twiddling my thumbs a couple of days being like, okay. And then I saw that like lots of, you know, people were really, really feeling it and feeling quite terrible.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do something that would keep me busy and keep me inspired, but then also offer something that people would enjoy and feel a part of. So I basically got on Instagram and said, you know, DM me with a cover that you'd like me to do, and I'll do one a week.
Wow.
And I'll put them out. I'll do like my own style. And then I, you know, at the end, when I finished it, I put it on Bandcamp, and the proceeds went to NHS charities.
Oh,
so
great.
it's kind of something that to keep me from going crazy. And then also, I find doing covers, I find new ways of working on my own stuff and new bits of inspiration from trying to make a song my own, like someone else's,
Right.
because you really have to listen to how they've done it to begin with and be like, you know, okay, that, you know, that's the most amazing chord progression ever. Like that's what
Yes.
some of these songs I'd not really even listened to. I'd never listened to Cocteau Twins before someone gave them that asked me to do a cover, and then I literally became like obsessed, and I was like, oh my god. So I did. So yeah, basically that's what I did, and I did that ran for like 10 weeks. I just kept on doing one a week, and then made an album. 10 songs. And then definitely it fed into my own music. After that, I then went and produced my EP, and was kind of chock-a-block with ideas of how I'd done stuff with the covers, really. And what was the other question about my live set?
So then how does that, because you've basically been working on a live set, and you've done it for streaming, you know, you've done it for a few things that you mentioned that were like gigs that didn't happen in physical space, and you did that. But just before you answer that though, this is something that I was gonna, in case, you know, the people in our audience hadn't seen the videos, I'm gonna play the Cocteau Twins one in a bit.
Okay, cool.
And I didn't know the original either, but what was really cool is when I looked through the comments on the video, which I'm sure you have done, because you just have to if it's
hard to avoid.
So there's 159 comments, and then I couldn't find a bad one, and if I did, I'd just skip it because bad ones are shit. But
there's always someone.
There's always one. There's always one.
But
there's some of them that if this was something that I would done, I'd be so pleased. So let me just. Somebody just said I went down a Cocteau black hole, so they meant looking at their stuff. The hours were blending into days, and this was at the very bottom, the hidden gem. Absolutely fantastic rendition of a classic. Your musical style is so damn fitting for this too. New fan. Now, Tim and I are always talking about a lot of these things, and that's a great way for someone to discover your music. And it's kind of like, you know, when I was growing up playing guitar and stuff, my mum always said, oh, you should go out playing covers, you can do all this. I'm like, no, soul destroy, I'm not doing covers. But in this instance, you just told us a great story of why you did it, and it's actually had this really great effect. It was just like somebody's put, and their name is General Dissatisfaction, says, to be honest, TBH, I wasn't expecting much. Cocteau Twins music doesn't lend itself to covers. But I think you have created something quite beautiful and authentic. I mean, wow! Talk about
high praise
shit
indeed.
Sandwich and them, but it's actually turned out brilliant. I mean, that's. I mean, you replied as a great YouTuber would, but it's just like, wow! I mean, these are really, really good, absolutely beautiful. The exact middle joint between Cocteau Twins and Beach House. Ooh, like Beach House, big fan. If you ever want to be calm, listen to Beach House. That'll work.
Big fan.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's just like, I read through that and just thought, yeah. You know, brilliant, beautiful, and controlled voice, smoking arrangement. I mean, that's just the first few. And then the other one, the Talking Heads, same thing, you know, so you've absolutely nailed it. So I'm going to play the Cocteau Twins one, because I've got it lined up. And we'll come back just briefly, because I'm sure you've got a life to lead outside of this. So
we don't. We're all right.
We don't. But just to show people that, you know, the video, we started off with the videos, which some people will never get past just seeing the videos and going, oh, that's good. And then, you know, people who are interested then see you playing the videos on here where you're performing. And then, you know, you've just shown us your Ableton set. And it's just like, this is what an artist, a 21st century artist, looks like now. This is it, isn't it? And then, you know, the DIY mentality. And, yeah, I just love it. So we're just going to play the BYFYN Live one. And this, I think this is the Cocteau Twins one. I did line it up right. Let me just check. Oh, no, I completely lied. This is the Talking Heads one. This Must Be the Place. Now, one of them got more views than the other, but I'm guessing because it's just the choice of song. And
I think it's just the choice of song, yeah. Yeah. I didn't know that would happen at all either. No. That if you put a more popular song up, then I literally no idea, because it's my first thing doing it. But I was like, wow, people look for the Cocteau Twins stuff.
Yeah. So all I'll say to Tim is, let's hope people are looking for Sam Sparro, Black and Gold, mate. That's what I'm saying.
Bit of Black and Gold.
We just love that song.
Well, we've been saying for ages, BYFYN, that we need to do a cover of that. And
it is such a good song.
Isn't it amazing?
I got that song when it came out.
Yeah, it's an amazing track.
There's just something. I think it's the actual swing against the drums, and it just kind of gives you duck neck, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it does.
There's something about that. And I mean, I've never heard him do anything else anywhere near as good, but it's, you know, I
don't know whether I've heard anything else, full stop.
Well, yes, exactly. So
sorry, Sam. Sorry, Sam. If you're watching,
you know
which is highly doubtful, very sorry.
I've got to say, and just on my theme of dancers at the beginning, did you ever see the remake of Fame, the film?
No.
They dance to that, and it's just like, oh, wow. It's quite physical. It's very, very physical. You've got to watch it. You'll appreciate it. It's the remake of Fame, and they dance to Black and Gold. And I think that it's kind of, you know, it's quite provocative, but it's really powerful. It's just like, it makes you realise how amazing the track is in the first place. Yeah, it's all about that musical DNA. You know what I'm talking about. We're in good company here, and our chat room knows it as well. So let's just listen. So this one is your cover of This Must Be the Place, Talking Heads. Let's do this. Yes, it's
we back?
BYFYN, and we are back. So this is the last part now. We're going to let you all go and have your lives. I don't know about you, but last night was exhausting. That 2-0 victory really took it out of me. So, and I'm not the biggest football fan in the world, but geez, that was cool. Anyway, we had to get that in. So when people come back and say, Simon and Tim were on to the BYFYN thing like back then, like
tastemakers. Tastemakers, that's who we are. But, and can I go straight in with comments from the chat room?
You can indeed. For yeah, this is our
we've
last
got
section.
One we missed earlier, which Mr. Rush commented. He said, exploring emotional reactions to music you hear is great motivation to make music. So that obviously something he endorses. We've got Mr. Lee Robinson. This is brilliant. In the middle of that last video. Ned Rush, was this in one take? Well good. Skills and applause.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Excellent.
I'm glad you're liking this, guys. This is great too. But so was it done in one take? Tell us a little bit about that because we're interested in that big time.
Yeah. So as I said, I did like one a week. So I, would put aside a kind of day to like figure it out, whatever arrangement I want to do, mess around with lots of different synths and whatever I think sounds good. Then another day to like put it together and start rehearsing it. You can see in the video I was like using the push. I just got it like literally that week, and Simon gave me a lesson on how to use it, and then I was like, right, well, better get to using it then.
That's the one.
It's so funny because there's bits I'm like using my mouse to like click on stuff I hadn't figured out how to like record arm tracks using the push yet or stuff like that. Anyway, so it's very early days.
You know now, yeah.
I know now. By the end of the covers, I knew. I found things out. But yeah, no, it was then one day, rehearsing it, and then I got my boyfriend Chris to come and he did the other angle, and yeah, it's just in one take, which for me is like so important because I find it really hard otherwise to distill how it feels to play something live. If I have to do it multiple times, I just go right, I'm doing it now, and
Brilliant.
That. Because then you get the feeling as well. There's maybe one or two bits where I'm a bit off on pitch on my vocal or whatever, but I like really the feeling is there, and I think that for me that's the most important thing, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is awesome because me and Tim just sit there going, yeah, we totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally. And then it just kind of goes, we need to do more of this. We need to do more of this. I mean, or in some cases we are doing this, but it confirms it when you hear someone else.
Reaffirmation.
Yeah, that's the word, reaffirmation. But just excellent. So what's next? What's next for you? Because you mentioned you did a gig then with social distancing. So I can't remember. Yeah. Did you say this?
Oh, dear.
Was that was that when we were on live or not? I can't remember.
Yes. So
okay,
I did.
Tell us what's next.
Well, so I've been doing those gigs. I've got another gig actually next week, July 8th. I've got another gig, which again is a socially distanced one, so it's like tables and stuff. But that's I'm really excited for that, and I've got a new setup because I started play guitar now.
Yes, so I've been following this on Instagram.
Yeah. I started learning like I don't know 3 months. Wait, in December. Oh my god, it's actually been a lot longer. December 2020, I got asked to do a composition and sound design for a show they wanted punk music. So I literally just was like, right, well, this is punk. I've never played guitar before, so I'm gonna learn how.
Good for you. Like no pressure or nothing, but yeah, I'm going to learn to play guitar for this. Yeah, excellent.
And put it into Ableton, and I was like, I was quite pleased with it. Anyway, so then kind of got.
I remember it was good.
Yeah, I got obsessed with it after that, and so my next single is guitar. It's kind of like I guess early noughties pop punk inspired, so a bit like Avril Lavigne inspired.
Okay.
Lots of synths still, yeah. So I've got that coming out. So I'm shooting a music video with my same group of friends.
Awesome.
Next month, and then that'll be coming out at the end of August, and hopefully it will be received pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. So and will you put that out on the usual streaming things? Do you have like a video debut or anything like that? Do you do anything like that?
Yeah. I usually release the single like on streaming services and the video on the same day, and just put it out, and then
we could always do an exclusive, Ellie. We could always do an exclusive.
Yeah, well, this one will hopefully be end of August, so I'll let you know when we firm up on the dates exactly. But just gotta shoot the thing first.
Sounds great, and also we're working on now getting the idea together of putting on an extra session, maybe once a month, for example, where we're going to get videos that have been created specifically for that, of performances in a couple of takes that we're going to show of previous guests, or even our audience that we'll get in that Discord that we don't maintain. That'd be marvelous timing that as well, if you were up for that.
Yeah, definitely, because I love how I had to figure out how to play it live, and got my got my amp simulator, the Ableton one, got my guitar going through my interface, and then using that, and got some like really fat distortion and reverb and whatnot on it. So that'll be fun.
On some previous episodes of this show, there's quite a little bit of discovery into amps and stuff.
Yeah.
If you watch one of them back, there's one of the Ableton certified trainers from America. He's made this rack, and he's gone through all the sort of gain stages and there's some like presets that he's made, and it's pretty good actually. It's called Chord Cloud or Cloud Chord. I always forget his name. But I can share that with you if you want, because it's
no, that would be sick, because obviously I met my very beginning journey with introducing guitar into my live set, but
but it's pretty good. And obviously like things like Guitar Rig and the UAD ones are good, but obviously use a bit more processor, but these are pretty cool. And these lot here have earned it to death, so I won't talk about it anymore, but I can send you the rack, no problem, because it's
that'd be sick. I'd love that.
It's really
That'd
good.
Be great. Yes.
So gigs, single, and I know that you said on another podcast about releasing singles to kind of break the events up, which is a great. I do totally agree with that as well. And so you're still self-supported, doing everything yourself.
Yes.
You don't need a manager or anything like that, or anyone to come in and say do this, do that. You've got it all worked out, yeah.
Well, I guess I'm probably just a bit of a control freak, but I just haven't found anyone that I fully trust. You know what I mean? So I just thought, whilst I know, also I think it's a good skill to acquire, to be able to do it yourself first and understand it a bit first before you ask anyone else to come in. Do you know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah, no, we get it, and we're really loving this sort of. It's like a DIY mentality, isn't it? It's just kind of like, well, because we was going to ask you, have you been in bands and stuff? And I know that you'd played with bands before, and you just thought, you know what, I'm just going to do it. And I think that definitely comes across. So, wicked. Well, all the best for the future. It's been amazing having you on. I mean, we say this to like all our guests, but we're absolutely genuine. It's been such just to sit here, what's going on behind the scenes, and the stories about buying a wonky synth from Paris. And all that stuff. It's wicked. It's absolutely wicked. But loving the music. Absolutely loving the music, and the look, the attitude, the vibe. Amazing.
Thank you.
So what we'll do, we was gonna play one of our tracks that we played earlier. Just we didn't finish the whole thing. But I think we're gonna play, if you don't mind, can we play the one we came in with, which is Oh Dear, because I think it just sums up what we were talking about before. Oh dear. So, oh dear.
Forever relevant.
So, if you'd like to introduce yourself, thanks to our wonderful chat room. You've been on point, guys. Everyone who's there, I say guys meaning the collective. It's not a. I got told off saying that. I said, "Oh, guys," it just means like.
Who told you off for that?
Oh, I'll tell you another story. But it's like, for me, I say guys, and I mean all inclusive. Do you know what I mean? People, folks. Peeps,
the folks, yes.
Folks, dudes, dudess, whatever. And it's just like, when I say guys, I mean everyone. You know what I mean? All y'all, everyone.
All y'all.
And if you're offended by that, it's you that's got the problem.
Well, it's another story, that, isn't it? Let's not go there. It's only Wednesday, Tim.
You tempted me. Right. You know not to do it.
Oh, dear, Tim.
Don't take the bait.
What did you say? What?
Don't take the bait. Don't take the bait.
No. So, thanks so much for having us on. You having you on, me having putting up with us. So
thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure. So happy midweek, everyone.
Yeah.
And have a great rest of week wherever you may be, and keep turning up, and we'll keep having amazing guests like BYFYN. So you put all the socials pretty recently there, haven't you, Tim? You put them in again. Go follow, keep up, and you'll know as soon as we know what's going on in the wonderful world of BYFYN. Jump in, get on the ride. Here we go. And this is...
Thank you very much, BYFYN.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.